We have a snitch. They hacked your phone, your device, your accounts, and they had to group up against you and they still lost. So these people, they did all of this, and now somebody in this group is going to be snitching. Oh my goodness. Spiritual court is now in session. Okay, so I remember yesterday I mentioned that they hacked your device because they was trying to see your location, because they want to see what you're doing, who you're talking to, if you're communicating about what they did to you. You know, they're so paranoid. That's why they're scared. Okay, so now we have confirmation here that they hacked your device. All right, and this is why, because they want to see, you know, who you're talking to, your emails, you know, to try to be ahead of the game. Okay, wait, it's hard. All right, it says here, they're going to be going bankrupt, and then they're going to crash that car. So this is going to be their karma. Somebody's going to be going broke. They're going to be going through, basically, this is like it says here, karma, you know, like they're going to be going through a lot of destruction, okay? All right, they're going to crash some type of vehicle. They could have got that car in your name. We're going to keep going. So it says here, they're seeking evidence. So this is like the feds, the FBI. All right, let's see. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. Wait, this don't belong here. Put that over there. All right, tell me about seeking evidence. Wow. Seeking evidence, and it says there's evidence. Okay, yes, we see. Okay, so there's evidence. Somebody was looking for evidence and they found it. Okay. Tell me more. All right, so there was some type of evidence about something that was left to you on the will. And we have here a settlement offer. You're either going to accept this offer or you're going to fight it. And I think you should fight it, because this money, they're going to give you a settlement with the money that they stole from you. Like they're going to probably settle with money that they, you know, like it's not going to be nothing compared to what they took from you. You know, like it's not going to add up. But, you know, everybody's situation is different. So talk to your lawyer. Okay. All right. What else does the collective need to know? So we know now that there's evidence. They're going bankrupt, you know, and look, they're going bankrupt. So that's why they're going to try to they're going to just give you a little bit of money because they spent everything else. Okay. It says, look, now they have enough evidence to make a move. And look at this move. This is the move right here. Arrest warrants have been issued. That's why we have here, somebody's going to start snitching. It says you're worth more dead than alive. So there's evidence that somebody felt like you are worth more dead than alive, and they went and they got a life insurance policy out on you. So now arrest warrants have been issued. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. If this is not happening right now, it's about to happen, and your spirit team wants you to be aware. All right, you are 5 steps ahead of the game. This is going to be something that they're going to get caught up for. We have drug trafficking, and it says conspiracy to commit murder charge. Look at that. Look at these 2 charges right here. Oh, my goodness. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. Okay, we have here stolen trust fund. So confirmation, what they left you on the will. So we got 1, 2, 3 charges already coming out. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. Wow. This is your crime family. All right. That's why we got so many crimes coming out, because it's your crime family. And this is confirmation right here was your family, or someone connected to your family, you know, because they took what was left to you in the will. So they know that your loved one left you something and they took it. All right. This could be a mother figure, father figure. Okay. That's involved. Just family. We're going to keep going. You are inheriting lands or a house. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is what they took from you. All right, let's see what we got here. They was making false accusations about you. Let's see what else. They know that it's a losing battle. So they try to do all these type of things, false accusations, you know, try to get you caught up in something, all of that for nothing. And look, didn't I say earlier that there's evidence that the people that was looking for this evidence is the FBI and the feds? Confirmation. Okay, we got the FBI making an appearance in this reading at this time. All right, let's pull from other cards and see what comes out. Okay, Holy Spirit, what else? What does the collective need to know with this crime family? What these people took? This evidence? What can we get? Okay. A karmic Libra is significant. Okay, one of these people is a Libra. Wait, I want to move the camera to be right there. Okay, we got Libra. We have a fire sign female, Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius. Eastern Star wife and her Mason husband. Oh my goodness. So we have here an Eastern Star and a Mason. All right, let's see. Tell me more. Some of y'all be commenting that you guys are Masons and you know, or you have relatives that are Eastern Stars and, you know, stuff like that. So everybody is not a bad person in these secret societies, organizations. But allegedly, when you get to a certain level, if you want power, you want wealth, you want connections, you want things, right? You have to make a sacrifice. You have to do something like this. And pattern recognition is one of my gifts. And I see a pattern here. I'm recognizing a pattern that this is something that they have to do. This is a form of sacrificing someone, you know, like it doesn't have to be unaliving you, even though we have here that there is a life insurance policy out, but it could just be like, you know, just getting you out the way, stealing something. Like it's a crime ring here. And I keep noticing that these energies keep coming out. So I'm just the messenger, okay? I'm not saying nothing. I'm just seeing that this keeps coming out. So I'm seeing that it's definitely like a blueprint that's being followed with these organizations, secret society groups, for sororities, fraternities, whatever. All right. So religions. Okay. So this one right now is Eastern Star and a Mason husband. Okay, tell me more. And like I said, it could be a mother figure, you know, a mother, you know, this could be the Eastern Star. All right. And then the husband, you know, could be an uncle, you know, a brother figure, you know, take it how it resonates. Okay, look, we got an ex. Okay, somebody's ex is involved in this somehow. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. East Coast of the U.S. So somebody who's from the East Coast of the U.S. is involved. It says here they have nothing to lose. Okay, they have nothing to lose. Also, yeah, we have here making a deal. So what can we get with making a deal, Holy Spirit? I forgot about that card. Let's see. Making a deal. They're trying to get rid of you before court. Oh, my goodness. So this is a deal. Look, it's a group of people. It's a deal like they're trying to get rid of you. And we see that they tried to do that. They had a group. Look at the group right here. And they still lost. And they are losing. It says the group is going to throw one of their own under the bus. So you see, somebody made a deal that they could get rid of you before court, you know, that they're not going to make it hot for this organization, you know, like, you know, they don't want, they're looking like they are a liability to these people, you know, to this group, this organization. Like, they're like, listen, if you could get rid of them before court, then, you know, we'll back you up, we'll keep you, or whatever. But if you cannot do that, then we're going to have to sacrifice you. If you cannot sacrifice this person and get them out the way, then we're gonna have to get you out the way because you're making it hot. That's how I feel that they spoke to them in a different way, you know, of course. But that's what I feel is going on here. So they're gonna end up throwing this person that's in your family under the bus. They're not gonna. They're not. I want to say connection again. So they're not going to use their connections because, you know, a lot of y'all may know already that these Masons, they have connections everywhere. They have people in the courts. They have judges, lawyers, everywhere. There's even Masons in the hospital. Like, you know, it's normal people. All right. So they're not going to use their connections for this person. This person, they're going to let them go down because they don't have nothing to offer. They can offer you up. You are the one who is the chosen one. You're the one with the divine energy. All right. You're the one with the inheritance and all that. Like, whatever it is that they was getting from being in this organization, it has to do with you. All right, we have here guardianship, conservatorship, care and management of individuals who are unable to care for themselves or their finances due to incapacity, due to mental or physical disability. All right. So this is one of the things that they were trying to do with you. They try to put you in a conservatorship, so they could be able to basically like get money from your, if you was going through like a mental breakdown, you know, maybe if somebody had gone through something like that, they was trying to use that, you know, like trying to monetize off of that, trying to get money from keeping you in a guardianship, in a conservatorship. Like they wanted to have control of your money, and they was saying that you cannot take care of yourself. You know, this is kind of like the POA thing, the power of attorney. All right. But this is guardianship, conservatorship. So they put you in some type of, you know, like Wendy Williams, you know, like that's what's coming to mind right now. She's in a conservatorship. Britney Spears, all right. I believe it was her own father that put her in that, right? Or he got her out of it. I don't know. But again, your own family is trying to put you in this. All right. They made false accusations. So this could be them saying that you're crazy, that you're mentally unstable. And it was all a setup to be able to get away with this. All right. This is what they're doing. That's how they sacrifice people. You know, it's like, this is not just physical, it's very spiritual. They wanted to oppress you, wanted to throw you away and throw away the key, you know, in some type of mental hospital. If they could get you in prison, whatever, like just get you out the way and live in your life, live in your destiny, live with your inheritance and live happily ever after. It ain't happening. All right. It says here that they're going to go on the run by bus or train. So that's not happening either. Every time that we check, we always see the same thing. All right. Somebody with a heavy accent is involved. This could be you or somebody else. We always see the same thing, that they're not going to get away with it if they go on the run, because they're already being watched. We got the FBI here. Okay. We got the big dogs. All right. A Taurus female is significant. Tell me more. Look, I just said we got the big dogs, and then the feds was like, hold up, we here too. What's up? All right. It says the feds are following the digital footprints straight to the karmics. Okay. So, yeah, everybody is watching these people. Look, we got a bounty hunter is involved. They're being watched. So they're not going to be able to go anywhere. They're not going to run by bus, by train. They're not going to run at all. They're too focused on the collective, and they're not focusing on the feds being on their ass. Tell me more. They took what was left for you. Exactly. This is right here what they did. You know, they left what was, well, they took what was left for you. All right. They left you something in the will. All right. We have here a trust fund. They took it. And look, and then they made plans to take you out. You see what I'm saying? Trying to get rid of you right here, making a deal. That was the plan right here. Trying to get rid of you with this group so that you don't talk, so that you don't testify. All right. We keep on picking up on that they really was trying to make this happen. And now they're going to have to eat that shit up. They're going to have to eat it up, suck it up. Yeah, look, I'm telling you, they got it right here. Worth more dead than alive. This is the life insurance policy that they got out on you. And then they was trying to unalive you to get this money. And it says here they will lose the case. Yeah, they are going to lose the case. And they know it right here. They know that it's a losing battle. So confirmation. All right. Something about a house. Okay. We see here you are inheriting a land, a house. All right. Let's keep going. Let me pull from here and see what we got. Okay. Tell us more, Holy Spirit. Okay. It says here, overthrown. Okay. Even though that's a man, I thought it was the Liberty one. Okay. New York could be significant. Look, the checkerboard. This is the Masons, Illuminati. All right. So it says the grip of the old regime is slipping and the walls of corruption are crumbling. What was built on lies cannot stand forever. Change is inevitable when the people unite to take back their power. This is what you're doing. You're taking your power back. You're speaking up. You're getting involved. You're giving your testimony. You are going to testify. You are going to press charges. You are going to sue. Like everything that you're doing, God is leading you to do all of these things because, like I said, this is not just physical. It is physical, like, but it's also spiritual. All right. This is corruption. You know, it needed to crumble. It needs to happen. Change is inevitable. All right. Change was meant to happen, and you was meant to go through this. All right. Because we have here these people, it says unwillingness to learn from karmic lessons. All right. So yeah, like I said, it's spiritual as well. So this was meant to happen like this. All right. You are going to win. It's already written in stone. You are winning this. This is going to go in your favor. But these people, they needed to learn from this. And this is how they're going to learn. All right. It's good versus evil. Eagle versus evil. An eagle could be significant. Maybe you're going to see an eagle. All right. Confirmation. You're going to see it in person. You're going to see it online. All right. But yeah, that's what's going on here. They are being overthrown. Just like it says there. They came up against you and they still lost. What else? Watching. They're stalking you. They are obsessed. All right. Yesterday we saw that there was an investigator that was watching you and they didn't find anything. So we have here at the bottom of the deck, winning money, got rich, inheritance, and unexpected money. So they are watching you because they know that you're about to get this inheritance. All right. Everything that they stole from you, you're going to get it. They're scared. We already saw that they're watching you because they're scared. Yeah, we got here accomplice, partner in crime. So all of them, the group is watching you. Look, and they're having massive regrets. Oh, my goodness. All right. Yes, they are regretting what they did. They're watching you. They're seeing that you're still alive. What do we have here? Three of Cups. Yeah, look, I just said it's a group that they're watching you. The Three of Cups, it could be 3 people, or it's just a group of, the community that is trying to team up against you, gang stalking you, trying to set you up. You know, all the things that they're doing, they're watching you. They're seeing that you're good. Look, work, labor, and efforts. They're seeing that you are focusing on work. Maybe when you go to work every day, like they're seeing you, that they cannot stop you, that you are still manifesting, the fruits of your labor. All right. This is also like the 9 of Pentacles, money, stability, being independent. And that's that money that's coming in too. So they're seeing it coming in for you. Look, running. I'm telling you, they're not going to be able to run far. They're going to get caught. All right. We have here 10 of Wands. Yup. 10 of Wands. They're going to be heavily burdened if they try to run. That shit is not going to work. Yeah, look. Moving on. All right. Trying to go on the road. All right. We saw by bus or train. They don't want to go by airplane. So they're going to go on the road. Something about maybe even trying to hitchhike or some shit. All right. Going far, and they're not going to make it. They're going to be burdened. Look, asking for help. They're going to be maybe they're going to end up on the road. The car's going to break down. They're going to have to ask for help or something like that. And then, poop, the feds pop up because they're already being watched. It's not going to work. They're not going to get nowhere. And then we have here, look, bad news. See what I'm saying? Bad news. That's the bad news, that they're not going to be able to move on from this. They're not going to be able to run from this. Okay? Again, they know that it's a losing battle. Okay? This is not going to go how they expected. Absolutely not. All right. Let's see what else. Tell us more, Holy Spirit. Yeah, I just saw carless. I don't know if y'all saw that card. So confirmation that they might end up being carless. The car might end up, or the bus, the train could be Amtrak. Like maybe it stops, something happens. Something like that. 5 of Swords. So we have here winning at all costs. We have here hotel, motel, and look, not able to move on. So they're going to try to stop at a hotel, motel, and that's where they're going to end up not being able to move on because this is moving on from the situation. So it's telling me that when they take some type of pit stop at a hotel, motel, this is when they're going to get stopped by the feds. Okay, the feds, whoever's watching them. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. What else? So they're watching them and they're letting them go. Like a cat playing with a mouse is what Spirit is showing me right now in my mind's eye. Like a cat playing with a mouse. Like, go ahead, letting it get far and then boop, got you. All right, we have here stocking up. Stocking up is not about expecting the worst, but about ensuring that you can meet any moment with calm confidence. Let your preparation be steady, balanced, and grounded in care, not driven by fear. Listen, they are driven by fear, and they are stocking up is what I'm getting because they are expecting the worst. That's what's happening right now. They're going to try to fill up their luggages, get on that fucking bus, train, or if it's in a vehicle, they're going to go and stack up everything in the car. That's what they're going to do because they feel Like they need to be prepared. Like they need to be ready for what's coming. They are driven by fear. They are scared. They don't know what to expect. That's why they're trying to run. What do we got here? A Queen of Swords. So look, I said a karmic Libra. For some of y'all, a karmic Libra is the one who's going to try to run. 9 of Wands in the reverse. This is her not being able to keep going. All right, this is ongoing, an ongoing battle in the reverse. She's not going to be able to keep on. And look, this is a female in this card. You see the hair? All right, so this particular female, Queen of Swords reverse, she's not going to follow through on this plan. This could be what I picked up on before, that one of them is going to snitch. And look, confirmation. She's going to snitch. She's going to be like, you know what? I don't want to be a part of this shit. Stocking up, going on the run. I'm not built for this. I'm just going to snitch and I'm just going to work with the feds. All right. Yesterday, I picked up on somebody working with the feds. That's what I'm getting with this Queen of Swords reverse, this Libra. She's going to snitch on these people. She's like, nah, I'm not going through this ongoing battle. I'm not built for this shit. I'm good. That is crazy. Look, bottom of the deck, feeling trapped, confined, uncertainty, lack of direction, all right, letting go, sacrifice, contemplation, lack of direction. She feels stuck. She does not want to do this. She's going to end up snitching on these people, all right, whoever this karmic Libra female is, all right, a Queen of Swords reverse. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. Yo, that is funny. These people are just funny. Let's see. The Hermit in the reverse. This is like hidden information. You know, this is also like an investigator. So I'm getting with this in the reverse. She's gonna give information. All right, look, we have homicide and we have here dismemberment. She's going to talk about them wanting to unalive you, about them trying to get you unalived for this life insurance policy, or unalived before this court situation pops off. She's going to talk about this. Oh my goodness. Yep. Look, so the King of Swords. The King of Swords is a lawyer. This could be a lawyer, a judge. She's going to talk to this person. You could be seeing crows, or you're going to see crows. You could be seeing or going to see owls, bats. All right. I believe that's a dragonfly. So you could see this in person, or you're going to see it on TV, on social media. It's just confirmation that Spirit wants to remind you that they are currently working this shit out behind the scenes. You just got to let it play out, because look how everything is working itself out. They're starting to crumble from within. Like, these people are starting from within. They're snitching on each other. You don't have to do nothing. All right. Just let it all play out. God is in control here. Like I said, we already know how this is going to end for the chosen ones. All right. You are also being tested with your patience. All right. You need to be patient as well. Okay. So let's see. Pull some locations. And then I'm just gonna address this real quick. Somebody said, they commented and they said that when I said yesterday that I'm not gonna give up, and that y'all not gonna give up either, and I'm not gonna let y'all give up, and if you want to give up, you could keep it pushing. You know, I was trying to motivate my collective, and somebody commented that I don't look like I'm going through anything. I don't look like I'm going through any type of struggle. You know what I'm saying? Like that I'm not a super chosen or something like that. That he's a super chosen. He said he's very chosen, because he's going through shit, and he's experiencing cockroaches and all this other shit. So I'm just like, listen, like, you don't know me. There's levels to this, okay? You don't know what I went through in a past life to get here. I could have been unalived in the past life. You don't really know what I went through in a past life to get here, and the collective as well. You know, like, we go through things in a past life, and then it could be easier or it's just harder in this lifetime, but we're getting there. So you don't know what I went through, and you don't know what I went through. Like right now, look, Orlando, Florida. You don't know what I went through before. I'm from the projects. I know about roaches, okay? I know about roaches, bitch, okay? So you don't know nothing about me. So how you gonna judge me? I did the work, and this is like, now that I'm in Florida, it's like a level up for me, because there's levels, you know? I jumped timelines. I did the work. I went through what I went through, and everybody's situation is different, but I went through shit too, and I healed from it, and that's why I'm comfortable like I am here. But I'm not where I'm meant to be. I'm supposed to be way more comfortable than this, just like the collective. We're meant to be better, okay? We have land, houses, inheritance, you know? So you don't know my story, and that was just for motivation for the collective. If you don't want to be motivated, then fuck off, you know? Like, don't try to play me. You don't know me, you don't know my story, so fuck you, okay? Anyways, Orlando, Florida is significant. We got Georgia And don't bother commenting, because now you're muted from my YouTube, okay? So you could comment all you want, but nobody else is going to see your comments. And that's going to go for anybody who tries to play me when all I'm doing is trying to help the collective. Like I said, I'm just trying to lead my people, my collective, to the promised land, okay? To our inheritance, to our blessings, okay? Because that's my assignment. That's what I'm here to do. I'm meant to do that. So if you don't like it, keep it pushing. Kick rocks. I don't care how very chosen you think you are. You don't know nothing about me. Okay? So, west coast of the U.S., we got here Virginia. Tell me more, Holy Spirit. We got here New Mexico. Okay, let's see what we got with this pile. Hawaii, Tennessee, Wisconsin, New Hampshire, Alaska, Staten Island, Rhode Island, South Dakota, Brooklyn, New York, and Arkansas. Okay. All right. So let me now get some names. You take what resonates with this and you leave what does not. If you see your name here, this is giving you confirmation. There's a message here for you. If you see the karmic's name, this is your confirmation they're involved. If you don't see any name, you take what resonates from the message and you leave what does not. Okay, let's see. Daniels, Gina, Heather, Bianca, Raina, Samantha, Ricardo, Kelly, Sarah, Deborah, Wells, Keith, Connie, and Percy. Ooh. Okay. Walter, Michaela, Josh, Jared, Saunders, Ebony, Gwen, Minas, Adrian, Crawford, Robin, Ingrid, Raheem, Bates, Farmer, Vincent, Monroe, Rochelle, LaChapelle, Crawley, Roberts, Wyatt, Briggs, Dreads, Franklin, Iman, Sims, Townsend, Bonner, Epps, Caden, Kimbella, Gaines, and Hodges. Did I say this already? I'm tweaking, right? I'm like, did I already say that? I said all of these. Okay. Kendrick, Washington, Edward, Kiki, Carlson, Russell, Olivia, Ace, Shay, Marisol, Dorothy, Raquel, Cartier, Alina, and Woods. All right, y'all. So that's what I got here. I hope I was able to bring clarity and confirmation to whoever needed to receive this message. Spiritual court is now adjourned. Peace.